Look around you for a moment. Notice the people who seem to carry success as if it were a permanent guest in their lives. Do they look like the lucky ones, touched by some invisible blessing? Do they seem to possess superhuman discipline and iron that never bends? The truth, the foundation of every high-performance life, is that most of us are approaching success from the wrong angle. We treat success as a rare event, a sudden burst of effort, a peak moment that magically transforms everything. But real, deep, meaningful success is not a peak. It is a horizon always expanding, always moving, always becoming. And it isn't achieved with sporadic, heroic effort. It is built through inevitability. Discipline is not the prison people imagine. It is the structure that frees you. It eliminates negotiation with your lazy mind. It removes the 1,000 tiny decisions that drain your energy. You simply act. You become the person who does. This script you are listening to is a map, a guide to that inevitability. It's not about shortcuts. It's about the principles of a disciplined life, the principles that transform "I should do this" into "I am the person who does this." When you internalize these ideas, success stops being a distant dream. It becomes the natural, predictable, inescapable outcome of who you have become. Every day of your life, you will face discomfort. This isn't negativity, it's reality. You cannot avoid pain, but you can choose which pain you want to pay for. You can pay the pain of discipline today, or the pain of regret tomorrow. The pain of waking up early while the world sleeps. The pain of lifting the heavier weight at the gym. The pain of saying no to distractions again and again. The pain of sitting down to study, to work, to face the responsibilities you want to avoid. That pain is clean, predictable, and it pays you back with interest. But the pain you avoid, the pain of skipping the workout, ignoring the difficult conversation, running from your goals, returns multiplied. It comes back as professional irrelevance, as lost potential, as a quiet, constant voice in your mind whispering that you could have been more. Stop negotiating with your discomfort. Pay the smaller price now, or pay the devastating price later. We live in an age of digital alarms and constant demands. Your phone buzzes, your inbox fills, your deadlines stack up. Your brain reacts to these pressures as if you were facing a predator. Fight or flight, stress chemicals, rushed decisions. This is where most people sabotage themselves. They panic, they react, they stop thinking. Mastery under pressure comes from creating space, a sacred pause between what happens to you and how you respond. When chaos hits, breathe, slow down. Give yourself 5 seconds of internal silence, a micro moment of control. In those 5 seconds, your logical brain, the part of you that solves problems, comes back online. You stop being a puppet controlled by fear. You become a strategist. Chaos doesn't require panic. It requires presence. Every meaningful journey passes through the valley of disappointment. You start a new routine, a new diet, a new project, a new habit. You do everything right. You're consistent, motivated, energized, but the results don't appear. Your body doesn't change. Your skills don't improve visibly. Your bank account doesn't grow. And this is where most people quit. Not because they aren't progressing, but because the progress is invisible. While nothing seems to be happening on the outside, your brain, your muscles, your habits, your identity are transforming on the inside. This is the stage where roots grow, where foundations form, where the invisible work happens. You must believe in the process, even when there is no evidence yet. Faith in the unseen is what separates finishers from quitters. The harvest always comes, but only for those who refuse to abandon the field. Some people seem laser-focused, and we assume they were born that way. But focus is not a gift, it is alignment. Your brain is designed to conserve energy. and it will not give attention to anything that lacks meaning. True focus appears when three things are clear: what you want, what you're doing right now, and why it matters. If your why is powerful, the task, even the boring one, becomes meaningful. It stops being a burden and becomes a stepping stone toward your future. Purpose creates focus. Focus creates progress. Progress creates identity. Identity creates inevitability. Complexity is often just procrastination in disguise. If you spend the morning deciding what to eat, what to wear, or which of your dozens of tasks to start, you drain your mental battery before any real work begins. Mental energy is finite. Use it wisely. Simplify your mornings. Simplify your routines. Simplify your decisions. Eat the same healthy breakfast for weeks. Prepare your clothes the night before. Create a to-do list where the next action is obvious. Simplicity is not boring. It is the doorway to consistency. And consistency is the engine of achievement. Discipline is not about fighting temptation every 5 minutes. It is about designing a life where temptation barely exists. If your phone is next to your bed, you're not deciding to scroll. You're reacting to its presence. If junk food is sitting on the counter, you're not breaking your diet. You're surrendering to proximity. Your environment shapes your behavior more than motivation ever will. So engineer your environment. Put the phone far away. Make healthy choices visible. Hide the distractions. Make the right action the easy action. Your environment can behave like a silent coach pushing you forward, or a silent enemy pulling you down. Set it up wisely. We live in the age of distraction. Most people fear silence because silence forces you to confront yourself. But silence is where clarity is born, where stress is processed, where decisions are shaped, where identity is refined. Create moments of quiet in your day. No headphones, no screens, no noise. Just you, your breath, and your thoughts. The silence you avoid is the doorway to the person you are meant to become. And here's the principle that unites all the others. If you do not control your life, someone else will. If you do not declare what is non-negotiable in your day, your training, your studying, your deep work, your goals, the world will fill that space for you. You will live reacting to other people's priorities. You will become an employee of randomness, a servant of urgency, a follower of noise. Discipline is the act of protecting your time with armor. It is the decision to defend your goals with certainty, to control your direction with intention. Success is not for the lucky. It is for the people who refuse to drift. When your priorities are protected, your progress becomes natural. Effort turns into momentum. Momentum turns into identity. Identity turns into inevitability. Success is not built from bursts of effort. It is built from the systems, habits, and identity you construct over time. It is built when you choose your discomfort, simplify your choices, trust your process, protect your focus, and design your environment. You don't need to do everything today. Begin with one pillar, one habit, one intentional decision. Success won't come by magic. It will come because you became the person who cannot fail. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe for daily videos, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.